Alright, what's up guys, it's your boy Dane Visuals, and today's video is going to be a little bit controversial. Now as the title suggests, this is why I don't use ND filters, and probably why you shouldn't either. So here's the thing, I'm not going to look on anyone and say ND filters aren't necessary, they totally are. But for me, a lot of times they just are more cumbersome and more of a hassle than they are actually useful. Alright, so right here we have my 50mm lens. So here's the thing, as you can see, there's some rings here and they're actually stuck on the lens. I've tried for the longest while and I'm unable to get them off. I use these rings, they're called step-up rings, to pretty much allow me to use one ND filter to have on multiple lenses. So this is actually the first reason why I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna stop using them. You can't have one ND filter for all your lenses. So most times you're gonna need multiple ND filters, which isn't really affordable. Now for persons that use cinema cameras, it's a little bit simpler because they can use like a matte box. But for me who's using an A7IV, that's not rigged out, it's a little bit cumbersome to having to be swapping out filters. I thought the step-up ring would have been a great solution, but as you can see, it's now stuck to my lens. The next thing is, honestly, it does change the color of the image. It does add a little, color shift. Now for persons who are taking the time to grade out all the imperfections, that's probably perfectly fine. But for me, that's using, I'm using a 10-bit camera now. But for me, who isn't going to necessarily spend hours upon hours color grading, or I have tight deadlines, the color cast shift might be a little bit more troublesome. The next thing is, honestly, the time it takes to screw on the ND filter, I oftentimes miss a few shots. Now, in my situation, I do a lot of run and gun, I do a lot of events, so it's not always convenient to just pull out an ND filter. I know lots of persons take their time, stop before, but something as simple as a lens change, something as simple as, rigging up something else can throw off your entire balance. Personally, for me, I like to have things just ready to go. So it works when I just crank the shutter. I know it produces weird motion, but oftentimes, and I've tested it so many times, most people don't actually notice. No, it's very weird for me because I can tell, it's so obvious to me. Like when I see it, I'm like, yo, why did you turn up your shutter so much? It's giving a vibe. But honestly, most people don't even notice. Like when I show persons TVs that have, the high frame rate TVs, I absolutely hate those. They cannot see it. They literally cannot see it. So it's just when you're using the ND filter, you're pleasing a smaller group of people. You're focusing more on the film enthusiasts and the camera enthusiasts, but the vast majority of the audience doesn't actually care. They're more concerned about the content and the overall look, I'd say. So for me personally, I realized that it's probably best for me to just not, in situations where I can use my ND filter, then I'll use it. I'll just take it out. If I'm shooting maybe say a short film and we have lots of time to spend rigging up stuff, I'd have to worry about missing any shots because I'm in control, then yeah, I definitely think an ND filter is worth it. It's very good. It allows you to get the actual motion and control that you want. But honestly, if you're doing a bunch of events, if you're doing a lot of run and gun, if you just need to make sure you don't miss anything and you can't do do-overs, I tell you, sir, an ND filter might not be the most important factor. It might be more important to focus on those shots and just ensure you're not missing anything. So this is why I don't use an ND filter. You guys can let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you always use your ND filter? Is it a problem for you? Do you miss any shots? Do you think I'm crazy? Let me know. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave 2 seconds here so an end screen can come up. Yeah, bye.